First of all, right now with 13 teams in the league, there's this unbalanced scheduling, and you never know who you're going to get, who you're going to skip. What do you think of just that aspect of the league?
Well, it creates a different dynamic because we don't play common opponents, but going into the season, you just don't know who the strongest teams are going to be,
right?
With graduation and all that. And I think we saw that a year ago, and we saw that the first year was back in the Big Sky. So I think it challenged you in preparation because you don't play the same teams year after year. So not play a team for a couple of years and you play them the next year. So it's a real neat dynamic. It's challenging and a lot of fun that you don't play the same teams every year. And I think a lot of the coaches would say that's what creates an exciting league.
Yeah. What sort of influence do you think it plays in recruiting? Because like you say, you can't recruit to a certain style. You can't recruit just to stop the triple option or just to stop the Eastern Washington passing game. You never know who you're going to play. What sort of influence do you think it has in recruiting?
Well, I think what you want to do is recruit to what you want to be, instead of how you play against other people. Make them defend you, and we do the same thing on offense. We want to be a smart, tough, physical football team and want teams to have to defend that. And then defensively, we want to be a real attacking defense and want offenses to have to defend that, and that's the way we play defense. So we kind of focus on who we want to be in recruiting, and I think that keeps our recruiting plan consistent from year to year.
You guys have already been a part of expansion in this league, being added to the league. I know it's coming back in a couple of years. What would you like to see? Do you think that the Big Sky needs to continue to expand? Do you think they need to stand pat? What are your thoughts on just what the future holds here?
I think it's exciting to have Idaho coming back in the league. They have a strong tradition in the Big Sky. As you research it, and they'll bring another strong team into the league. And I think the strength of your league is what is great when you look across the country and what makes you better. When you have more teams that are better and top teams, it challenges you to be a good team every week. So that's exciting. As far as the other expansion, those decisions aren't for me.
Sure, yeah.
We'll see where it goes.
Graduate transfers, it's been a huge talking point throughout college football. I know there's been some pretty premier players from this league that have been taken away. So what are your thoughts on that rule?
Well, I look at that rule. I think at one point it was to give guys an opportunity for playing time and to give them a positive experience at the collegiate level. Me personally, I don't like the direction that some of it's going.
Right.
I don't think the Big Sky should be a training ground for FBS programs. That's my personal opinion. So there may be some changes to that rule, and I sure hope it doesn't come about that it took away some opportunities from guys that were probably at a higher level that weren't getting an opportunity to play that can drop down a level and get an opportunity to play.
When you have a really dynamic young player, like you guys have a really dynamic young running back, do you worry about that aspect? Do you worry about someone coming in and trying to take him away from you?
Really haven't thought about one bit.
Yeah, right.
We think our players are loyal to our program. And, we think we treat them right. We're very fair to them, and we think they should remain loyal to our program.
Yeah. Full cost of attendance, something that's also talked about issue. You guys have added it. So, do you feel like that provides you an advantage, or is it just something you guys have to do just to even keep pace?
Well, I think that's what we had to do to keep pace.
Yeah.
The teams from our region are adding that.
No doubt.
It's no secret we recruit in the Midwest. Now we do some recruiting out here because of our exposure in the out west with playing in the Big Sky, but the majority of our recruiting is in the Midwest, and we're real thankful that our administration and our supporters supported that cause to go to cost of attendance.
Thoughts on the new commissioner? Any initial impressions from her? Did you even get a chance to spend any time?
I haven't spent a whole lot of time.
No one really got more than 5 minutes.
But it's real positive. I think she's going to bring a lot of energy and a great vision to the league, and I think change can be real exciting at times, and we're looking forward to her leadership.
One thing I was just talking to Bo about, just in the last couple of years, look around this room, so much change in the coaches. Just in the last 3 years, there have been all sorts of new guys that have come to the league. How do you think that's helped raise the play of this league, and what do you think these new coaches bring to the fold?
Well, one thing new coaches bring to programs is probably an opportunity for new vision, new excitement, new optimism, and that can create a real exciting time for the league, and it sure creates exciting times for individual programs. Now, the one thing that I always have a deep respect for are guys that remain a long time, like Coach Sowers down at Northern Arizona, and Coach Baldwin in Eastern Washington. You know, the veterans of the league are guys that create some real stability for the league, and you know, those staffs have been together and they've had very little turnover. So you know, it becomes a tough league to coach in. And, you know, guys that are around for a long time, but we always know there's going to be change in what we do, and that creates an interesting aspect to it, and new excitement, and a lot of optimism in the league.
Last thing for you, preseason polls, I guess you guys are 4th in the media and 5th in the coaches. Did pick up a first place vote in the coaches. What are your thoughts on that? Do those things mean anything to you?
Well, it's a reflection of what coaches and media people think our program's been doing, and I think those would be the highest that we've been picked since we're in the league. And so media and coaches feel like our program's moving in a positive direction. And other than that, we still focus on our day-to-day operations, our day-to-day effort that we need to put forth to get ready for the 2016 season. That's going to be our focus. But I think we'll always take a positive message that's out there, and I think that helps us in our recruiting efforts and with our fan base to create an excitement and help us to fill the Alara Center for a real home field advantage.
Do you feel like you guys have the pieces in place to make a run at the league title this year?
Well, you know, you never know until you get started.
Yeah.
We have a lot of guys returning, you know, and that can be a real plus if those guys improve. We have a number of new guys that we think can help us, but we always got to keep it in proper perspective. You know, and control what we can control, and our vision. We know our vision is to win the Big Sky. We feel like it's going to happen someday, and if it happens this year, that'd be a great thing for our football program, a great thing for our fans and our supporters.